Hello guys, I wanted to do this series for quite some time now, where I will go over every unit and explain tips and tricks related to them. I will probably group some units in one video because there are no many tricks, for example, on Firebat that I know of. But today we'll talk about the SCV, so let's jump into it. So let's do some unit introduction first. I will only talk about some things that might be not obvious to many people. So STV has 60 HP, and this is small unit type, which means it's actually pretty good in defense because of how it interacts with units like Dragoons or Hydras. Makes them very tanky because it receives only half the damage from them. It also does 5 damage. This is normal attack damage type, which means it deals the full 5 damage to every unit in the game. Also, SCV in combination with Command Center unfortunately has the slowest mining rate of all races, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but well, what can we do? Another thing is that SCV actually has the highest attack speed of all workers, so even if SCV is on 35 HP and it is fighting drone or probe on full HP, which is 40, then it still wins, which is very valuable information. If you ever have a situation like that, you can just win the straight fight if no one micros. And the last thing about the STV is that it actually has zero range compared to the probe and drone, but it is still a ranged attack, which is very weird because under Dark Swarm it still cannot damage any unit. So yeah, that would be it about the interesting stuff about the STV. Let's briefly talk about the moving shot for STV. It is possible to move and attack with STV just like it is possible with probe and drone. But the problem with STV is that it has zero range. So while it is possible, it's not that useful because you cannot, in most situations, you won't be able to chase the worker of an opponent and keep attacking it. But it is possible, it's insanely hard. So the way you do it, you have to imagine that rope is in front of your STV and then you just right click and attack move and right click again. Just kind of right click, attack move, right click, attack move. When you are near, you attack move and keep right clicking. So you never decelerate. That's the point. STV after attacking, because it is hovering unit, won't decelerate. So it will attack and keep going if you execute the move command right after. Chase, 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 attack, move, and right click again. This way STV can attack during moving basically. The next trick is to use a hold command with STVs. Notice how STV doesn't have hold command, but it is possible to make it hold position. All you need is another unit with hold position. Then what you do, you select STVs and press hold, and now both Marine and STV are on hold position even though it's not showing in the interface. So look, those STVs are stopped, but this one is on hold. This is very useful when holding 9 pulls. So basically what you do, you select everything, you press hold. Now when those STVs will be attacked, they won't shuffle around. And this is a very powerful technique and very useful. Use it every time versus 9 pull or in general when you want to hold the ramp or any spot where you would like your STV not to be moved after getting attacked. Because the normal STV behavior is that if it's just on stop command and now any other unit will attack it, it will move away. So you want to prevent that. This trick will be using stop command as an escape command. This one is probably one of the most important aspects of Aatraxing. This is very important when you Aatrax. So look, the normal behavior of STV is that when it starts building, you have to press escape, and you cannot rebind that. So I cannot make any commands for this STV, right? Nothing works. Only escape will work for it right now. So I can press escape and then it stops building the bunker. But I can make a mistake. For example, I wanted to box select this STV, but I by accident select the bunker, press escape, I cancel my building, and that's terrible. That's so bad. So what you can do is you have your Marines binded with STV. Usually you can just come, build a bunker, like somewhere near the hatchery, and now the drones will arrive. And what you can do now, if the drones are coming and surrounding your STV to kill it, you can press S, and it will cancel the bunker, building the bunker. And now, if I want to go to finishing the bunker again, I can just right click on it. And look, and now I can freely move my Marines, even if the STV is selected. And I can attack anything. This STV won't be bothered by anything else than stop command. even like hold, as you can see, doesn't stop building. So I can, it is working like I only had my marines selected. So look again, like I press stop now, I can maneuver with my SCV. Now, for example, I want to send my SCV to the bunker. I don't have to unbuild anything. I don't have to shuffle my selection. I just right click on the bunker and that's it. My SCV is instantly building. Now I see the danger, stop, and I can move back my SCV. It's super important to use this trick. It's super helpful. Next on the list is the gather command. So the obvious use is to just go to the mineral, and we all know that this just ignores collision, so you can go past the units. But there is some use that I like very much to use in my own game. So look, you can gather to the gas, but nothing will happen obviously. So if you gather to the gas and then you finish it, your SCVs will kind of do nothing. But there is pretty good use for that. They are not doing anything. But there is this use where if you use the gather command on the gas with SCVs, and it will finish in the meantime when where they are going to the gas, they will start gathering. So look, I gather here, this will finish now, and those SCVs will actually gather gas. That's very useful, basically at any stage of the game where you are making gas. So look at this example. I have this gas not finished. So let's say I went to this base to build some SCVs, and now I want to be done with gas mining in this base. I don't want to go there anymore because yeah, I just want to finish things and mine gas already. So what I can do is send those SCVs like somewhere here, and then shift click gather on this gas, and if this will finish in the meantime, those SCVs will still mine it. So they are going back now, and now I'm done with this gas. I don't have to come back here again and remember about sending those SCVs to the gas. So that's very useful, especially like in TVT, in late game where you build a new base, you have 3 SCVs here, and or you have even SCVs far away. You can start your gas and then gather to the gas from very far, and it will work. So yeah, I like this trick very much. Another useful trick with gathering is when you enter Protoss base, for example, but it works with Zerg as well. When you can see their mineral, you can just move away and shift click on this mineral. And this is actually a common scenario that Protoss wants to hide something from you, and then he will block the ramp with his gun. Like, let's imagine those marines are a gun blocking the ramp. But this SCV, look, after shift, it's on the gather command. So now it's ignoring collisions again. And this trick is completely legal, and you can use it in your games. Yep, so that's quite useful. This one might seem obvious for you, but if you want to get into the bunker and you just right click on the bunker, the SCV will just repair it if it's damaged. So the way you need to do it is to actually use the load command on it, and then the SCV can safely go in. This command actually interrupts anything the SCV was doing, so if you just use it on the SCV that is in the middle of anything, it will just work and SCV can safely go in. There is also this other scenario where you actually want to just stand in front of the bunker, but the bunker is full HP, and then you cannot do it, so now you have to press move command on it, and this is actually commonly used versus Protoss who is pressuring your bunker. So the next trick I want to show you is the return cargo trick. The way it works is that whenever your CC is lifted off, or you have no CC in fact, so I'm lifting this off, now my SCV have no way of returning minerals. So now the return cargo has special trick for it. So look how I can stack my SCVs in one position. See? So, and they are not unstacking. This allows for collision ignoring. So look, for example, I can go through those marines, I can go here through those marines. I never heard of this bug being listed in any tournament or in any server. I think it's completely fine to use it in a game, although I have to admit I never saw it used in any pro match, but the situation where you would like to use it is actually pretty niche, so maybe that's the reason. So the way you use it is that you have to press move command somewhere, for example here, and then double tap C. And now the SCV treats this area as his like return point, but only when you press the return cargo twice. So yeah, I don't know, the way how we can use that is, for example, on some maps, I don't remember the names of the maps, but there are some where the entrance to the bases are blocked with X, for example, and you would like to go with the CC to this area with expansion, but you already want to go here with your SCVs, but you don't have vision on the minerals, and then you can just press move command and double C, and they will go there. So it's not like super useful, but that's a very fun trick, and yeah, this is how you use it. Also, there is one thing I have to mention is every one of those SCVs that you want to stack, you want to ignore collision with, have to have mineral. Otherwise, it won't work. So, for example, look like SCVs won't stack. Actually, let me stack them first. Here they are stacked. I move command and double C, and every one of those SCVs who has minerals can be stacked, but it won't work without minerals. So even though I can technically select two SCVs, and now I have this return cargo command, it doesn't work with this SCV. This still has to go around, and it doesn't ignore collision. You can use your SCVs to jump through objects. So for example, what you can do is to build depot here, or another building, and then spam move command after pressing the escape, spam move command, and if you manage, like, it requires few tries sometimes, but look, I can go through there, which is impossible normally. You can also jump with units with SCVs. You simply have to stack them and then press S on the unit you want to go through the other side. It requires few tries, usually. It's not that easy, so you have to be patient. But when it works out, it's pretty strong. You can get a vulture, most often it's used with the vulture, to opponent's base, and yeah, you see. And now I have vulture in my opponent's base and I can harass him. This is not a trick, but rather a reminder that if you have refinery on the right side of the CC and you have scanner, the mining is very inefficient, mining of gas. So look how far away those SCVs have to go to return the gas. So you need this fourth SCV in this case. And this is true if the gas is on the right side and if the gas is below the CC. So you still need 4 to mine optimally. And the last thing I wanted to show you is illegal trick, so you shouldn't use that in your own games on ladder or tournaments. Basically what this allows you to do is to ignore collision no matter of what command you give for SCVs. The way it works, you have to right click on the gas, then while pressing shift, you right click on the gas again, and then still while pressing shift, you can give them any order you want, and they will stay stacked. So let's stack them first. Now I will right click, and shift A move on the command center. And as you can see, they are attacking the command center. You can also repair the command center this way, for example. Yeah, you can ignore collisions, so that's insanely powerful tool. You can also cheat scouting with this as well. So what you are doing here is like, I cannot go pass, but if I right click and shift move command behind the marines, my SCV will go there no problem. Yeah. Danced a little bit, but so yeah, that's something I was thinking whether to even present in this video, but I think everything should be there for the future reference. And yeah, and that would be it for today's video. So thank you for watching, guys, and bye bye.